Ever heard of a machine so powerful it held the fate of World War II in its gears? This is the story of Enigma, Nazi Germany's seemingly unbreakable encryption device. Every day, it churned out secret messages, giving German forces a terrifying advantage. The Allies were fighting blind, desperate for a way to see what was coming. The Enigma machine was a marvel of engineering for its time. It looked like a typewriter, but inside, a complex system of rotors and wires scrambled messages into what seemed like random gibberish. With over 150 million possible settings, changed daily, cracking it was considered impossible. Germans were so confident in Enigma that they used it for their most sensitive communications. From U-boat attack plans, top-secret orders from Hitler himself. For the Allies, every undeciphered message meant more ships sunk, more lives lost, and the chilling possibility of defeat. The stakes couldn't have been higher. They needed a miracle, a mind brilliant enough to take on the impossible. That miracle would come from a quiet, eccentric British mathematician named Alan Turing. At a secret location known as Bletchley Park, a group of Britain's brightest minds gathered. Codebreakers, linguists, and mathematicians worked around the clock in a desperate race against time. Among them was Alan Turing, a genius whose unconventional thinking was exactly what the Allies needed. Turing wasn't just a mathematician. He was a visionary who saw patterns where others saw failures. He understood that fighting a machine like Enigma required another machine, one even smarter. He wasn't alone. He collaborated with a team of incredible individuals like Gordon Welchman, who made crucial improvements to Turing's designs. Together, they faced a monumental task: to build a machine that could think, that could test thousands of possibilities per second, and find the one tiny crack in Enigma law. It was an intellectual battle of epic proportions, fought not with guns, but with logic and ingenuity. The pressure was immense. Every tick of the clock was a reminder of the war raging outside their quiet huts. Their success or failure would echo across the battlefields of Europe. Turing's vision led to the creation of the Bombe machine. This wasn't a computer like we know today. It was a colossal electromechanical device, standing over 6 feet tall and weighing a ton. It was a symphony of whirring gears, clicking relays, and spinning rotors, all working in unison to simulate the Enigma machine's functions. The Bombe's job was to rapidly test potential Enigma settings. Codebreakers would feed it a likely snippet of German text to crypt, like a weather report or a standard greeting. The Bombe would then churn through the possibilities, looking for a logical contradiction. When it found one, it would stop, signaling a potential key. This process was a race against the midnight deadline when the Germans would reset their Enigma machines, rendering all the day's work useless. The Bletchley Park team operated dozens of these bombs day and night. The sound of the machines was the soundtrack to their secret war. They were decoding thousands of German messages daily, creating a flood of intelligence that would turn the tide of the war. It was a revolutionary achievement, a machine built to defeat a machine. The impact of cracking Enigma was immediate and decisive. Suddenly, the Allies had a window into the enemy's mind. One of the most critical areas was the Battle of the Atlantic. German U-boats, the Wolfpacks, had been decimating Allied supply convoys, threatening to starve Britain into submission. With the Enigma decrypts, the Allies could pinpoint the U-boats' locations and plan attacks. Convoys were rerouted away from danger. Hunter-killer groups were dispatched to intercept the submarines. The tide turned dramatically. Boat losses soared, while Allied shipping losses plummeted. This victory in the Atlantic was crucial. It kept the supply lines open, allowing troops and materials to pour into Britain in preparation for the invasion. It didn't stop there. The intelligence, codenamed Ultra, gave commanders vital information for nearly every major operation, from the North African campaign to the DID landings in Normandy. Allied generals knew where German divisions were, what their orders were, and what their supply situations looked like. It was an unprecedented advantage. Historians now widely agree that breaking the Enigma code shortened the war by at least 2 years. Think about that for a moment. 2 more years of brutal global conflict. 2 more years of battles, bombings, and unimaginable loss. The number of lives saved is estimated to be in the millions. The success of Bletchley Park prevented countless tragedies. For example, by knowing German troop movements before the D-Day invasion, Allies could plan their landings more effectively. minimizing casualties on the beaches of Bombe. By anticipating German counterattacks, they could prepare their defenses and hold their ground. Every decrypted message, every piece of ultra-intelligence, translated directly into saved lives, soldiers and civilians. It's a staggering thought. The quiet intellectual work of a few hundred people in the English countryside had a more profound impact on the war's outcome than many of the famous battles. Their victory was silent, but its consequences were world-changing. It's one of history's greatest what-ifs. What if they had failed? The world we live in today could be a very different place. The story doesn't end with the war. The work of Alan Turing and his team at Bletchley Park had a legacy that reached far beyond the battlefields. His groundbreaking 1936 paper, Computable Numbers, had already introduced the concept of a universal machine, a single machine capable of performing any conceivable mathematical computation. Bombe was a practical, albeit specialized, application of these ideas. He proved that complex problems could be solved through logical processes and algorithms, the very heart of computer science. After the war, Turing continued his work, designing one of the first stored program computers. His contributions were so fundamental that he is now rightfully hailed as the father of modern computing and a pioneer of artificial intelligence. The smartphone in your pocket, the laptop on your desk, the algorithms that power the internet, they all have roots in the theoretical work and practical challenges that Turing tackled during the war. He didn't just help win the war, he helped invent the future. Despite its monumental importance, the Bletchley Park operation was one of the best-kept secrets of the 20th century. When the war ended, all personnel were sworn to absolute secrecy. They were forbidden from ever speaking about what they had done. Not to their families, not to their friends, not to anyone. Prime Minister Winston Churchill ordered all evidence of their work, including most of the bomb machines, to be destroyed. He called the Bletchley codebreakers the geese that laid the golden eggs, never counted. For over 30 years, the world knew nothing of ultra-intelligence or the heroes who had secured it. Their contributions were completely erased from the official histories of the war. The codebreakers returned to their normal lives, their incredible achievements locked away. It wasn't until the 1970s, when government files were declassified, that the true story began to emerge. Finally, the world learned about the secret war of Brits fought at Bletchley Park and the genius of Alan Turing. It was a long overdue recognition for the silent heroes whose work had saved millions. Tragically, Alan Turing himself never received the public recognition he deserved during his lifetime. After the war, instead of being celebrated as a national hero, he was persecuted for his homosexuality, which was a crime in Britain at the time. In 1952, he was convicted of gross indecency and forced to undergo chemical castration. His security clearance was revoked, and his groundbreaking work in computing was cut short. Just 2 years later, in 1954, he died of cyanide poisoning. His death was ruled a suicide, with some questions. For decades, this brilliant mind, this war hero who saved millions, was remembered more for the tragic end to his life than for his incredible contributions. Thankfully, in recent years, there has been a major effort to right this wrong. In 2009, the British Prime Minister issued a formal public apology for the appalling way he was treated. In 2013, he was granted a posthumous royal pardon. Today, Alan Turing is celebrated not only as a father of computer science, but as a pivotal figure who shaped the course of modern history. His legacy is a powerful reminder of the importance of embracing those who dare to think differently. The story of the Enigma breakthrough is more than just a tale of codes and machines. It's a testament to the power of human intellect, collaboration, and perseverance against seemingly impossible odds. It shows how a small group of dedicated individuals, working in secret, could alter the course of history on a global scale. The legacy of Bletchley Park and Alan Turing lives on. It lives on in the technology that defines our modern world. It lives on in the freedom that was secured by their silent victory. And it serves as an enduring lesson that sometimes the greatest battles are won, not with force, but with knowledge and ingenuity. It's a story of hidden heroes and the secret weapon that helped win the war. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this story as fascinating as I do, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the most incredible stories from history. Let me know in the comments what other historical events you'd like to see covered. See you in the next one.